I'm Paul, I'm the CTO and Co-Founder of BlueMeg, and we build business software for businesses. And what we do is, we help with the paperwork that comes with setting up and running a business. You might be familiar with it, the incorporations, the resolutions, the paperwork, and it's a hassle, but it needs to be done. But our software helps you to digitize all of this in one place, so you don't need to deal with it all the time. When we started doing business, we interact with many stakeholders, and we just got frustrated by the need of exchanging the same information all the time with the people, the accountants, the lawyers, the government. So we thought, why don't we put it all in one place, have a digital passport of a company, where we can keep the information on the shareholders, the signers, the documents, the dates, and every time somebody needs it, they can just pick it from there. It's the most up-to-date, real-time information, and also what that facilitated for us was that there were a couple of struggles in the normal way of doing business. It's archaic, it's not collaborative, it's expensive, and it's very hard to adhere to the constantly changing rules and regulations that are out there. And we can help people with those challenges via our platform, via our software. Basically, it's all the 150 million companies that exist globally. Well, that's of course the dream. But only in Hong Kong here, there's over 200,000 new companies that are being set up every year. And we are selling to those companies. The thing is, these companies often hire other people to deal with these kind of services because it's too much work for them, it's a hassle. So we call those the corporate service providers. And basically what we are building is a B2B2B software platform. Because these service providers often manage hundreds, thousands, or sometimes hundreds of thousands of companies, which is very good for us, where we can create bulk sales very quickly. So we sell our software to the intermediaries, who will then use it for their clients, who are companies. So all the interactions flow via the web portal, where you can easily log in, and you have the e-signing solutions integrated. You can just sign the documents if you want to incorporate a company, do a share transfer, or just do any business transactions, basically. And we use machine learning to then integrate this with different business verticals. So if we need to then give that information to, let's say, a government or another stakeholder or anybody in the whole value chain, we can send that information in a very secure and permissioned manner. So when we were looking at how is a company built up, the building blocks of a company, it actually in its core is very simple. You have shareholders, you have directors, and you have a set of rules. And if you define those variables, you can actually use machine learning to extract this information from all the documents that are continuously flowing and labeling them in a very efficient manner, and you can retrieve the information very easily. I think at the core, our problem is actually very simple. There's too much information that we cannot find at the right time when we need it. And by using these new technologies, it's very easy to create good indexes on them and get them to the right people at the right time. So we process so much documents, from preparing them, sending them, signing them, sending them around, that then we're looking at the actual numbers. All the documents that we process in 1 year can actually cover the whole of Hong Kong Island. And for the time saved, for every year that we operate, we save around 50 man-years in work and labor by just digitizing these mundane tasks. People sometimes ask us, what makes your solution so scalable, or why are you in Hong Kong? And it's not the technology. It's not that we are just some developers coding around here in Hong Kong. It's because here we have access to all the business verticals, people in those verticals to help us solve these problems. They recognize and tell us we can do this better. And that shared mindset is why we are so focused here in Hong Kong and trying to build out there and branch out from Hong Kong as a base, as a fintech hub for us. And the beauty is that actually the whole world, those 150 million companies, they basically operate on only two sets of rules. You have common law, which is Hong Kong, Singapore, the offshores, Australia, the UK, and you have civil law. And once we prepare a solution in Hong Kong, we're actually ready to take over half the region, half the world.